Today's video is all centered around one topic. Does Planetside 2 require a lot of grind? There is no easy answer for this, but long story short, it depends. Stay tuned for more. Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I'm Faber1, your favorite lad for Planetside news of course, so let's dive directly into today's topic. Like always, you guys provide me with very insightful comments, and yesterday I received one from Store My Coconut. He said the following: I'm just going to say it. Without a double XP, Planetside 2 is too grindy and that makes the game feel really meh. This is one of the many comments I get, or many comments I read on Reddit that say pretty much the same. My goal for today is find out if Planetside 2 is really a grindy game, and if that's the case, what should we do to solve it? Before we get to any conclusions, let's get to the context of Planetside 2. What kind of game is it, and what are the conditions right now? Planetside 2 itself is a free-to-play MMO FPS. Like with many other shooters, Planetside 2 has a progression system to get and unlock new things in the game. It is not like with Call of Duty that you have to become a certain level to unlock a certain gun. No. In this case, there's an in-game economy that all runs on certs, and you can earn those certs by earning XP. Those experience points can be earned by completing objectives, by participating in events, or just by getting kills. It's a very simplistic system, but they use it kinda everywhere in the whole game. If you want to unlock a new weapon, you need certs. If you want to unlock a new scope, you need certs. If you want to unlock a new vehicle upgrade, you need certs. I think you get what I mean. Right now, at the time of recording this video, there's a double XP event going on, so everyone earns double XP. And right now everyone feels like, oh my god, I'm earning so much XP, I'm earning so many certs. Unlocking new weapons, unlocking new things goes so freaking fast. However, on the 1st of June, this event will stop. And then people will start to complain even more. The main pain point then, according to some people, is that you just don't earn enough certs, don't earn enough XP to level up quickly enough, and also get those unlocks, those weapon unlocks ready. However, as we see with multiple other free-to-play games, there is a way to speed up your progression. What you could do with real life money is directly buy the gun from the store, but that's not the only thing. You can also just buy an XP booster, and even more, what you could also do is get a membership, a paid membership, and that will grant you 50% more XP during your whole membership period. I think it's very important for you guys to realize that this is the way how they make money over there at Aero Games and how they keep the servers running as well. This only speeds up progression and there is no pay to win mechanic to it. You can't buy better guns really. But okay, I haven't heard really any paying player complaining about the rate of progression. So let's look at the perspective from a non-paying player, just a regular player like you and me. Let's start at level 1. What happens? If you are a battle rank 1 until battle rank 15, you get 100 certs each time you level up. This is perfect to give you guys a very decent basic loadout. Other than that, the basic weapons you start with are already very good. There's no real reason to start spending those hard-earned certs on any new weapons. After battle rank 15, it might start to tingle a bit. You want to buy a new gun, you want to try something else. And luckily, first of all, we got this great try out button right now. You can go to the live servers, try out pretty much every gun in the game and see if it fits your style. When the 30-minute tryout period ends, you kinda have a nice image from how the game plays more or less. So you can decide to buy it yes or no. This system is there for a reason. Your certs are pretty valuable. You simply cannot get all the weapons you want with only certs when you're starting out. So when the time comes and you decide to pull your wallet to get this thing or that thing, you kinda made like a very good decision. Like in real life, before you spend money on like a very expensive thing, you think beforehand, you look on reviews, you go for a test drive, whatever. In this game, it's kind of the same with weapons and other things. How I feel it personally is that in this game, you kind of need to build a bond with your weapon. Think also about the erection rewards. You need to get 1160 kills with the same weapon to get a special emblem and of course a little reward with certs as well. How I see it is that if you stick to a gun for long enough, to a rack sim at least, you get more than 1000 kills, you've had your fun with the gun, and then it's also time to move on. It's time to move on because you get the reward, you got enough certs from playing with it, and you just deserve a new gun. The nice thing then also is that there is a directive reward if you erection 5 guns, so you get a free weapon most of the times. You might now think, well Faber, getting over 1000 kills with the same gun also feels kinda grindy, isn't it? And yes, but also no. I want to point out to you guys that in this community, in the Planetside community, there are people with over 200k kills with the same gun. For example, A-Flick with over 200,000 kills on the Anchor, on the NC side of things. Of course, this is an extreme example, but it just shows to me that some people might give up too early with a certain gun. I also want to elaborate on a maybe rather unpopular opinion from me, but that is that gamers nowadays are very impatient. If you have played World of Warcraft in the past, or if you've played Guild Wars or any other MMO, then you really know what grind is. You do the same dungeon or same raid over and over again to just have a little chance to get a certain item you want. That is never the case in Planetside. You might see similar fights, but every fight to me feels a bit different. You just play your game, and while you're playing your game, you develop, you get certs, you get XP, and whatever you do, if you build bases, if you participate in the air anomaly, if you just heal your friends, it doesn't really matter. You get your certs and there is no real grind towards a special skin or something like that. It might sound very easy, but you just play the game, and the longer you play, the more you do, the more you progress, and the more weapons you will unlock in the future. If you play back in the days games like Call of Duty 1 or Medal of Honor, there was no in-game experience system. You just played the game because it was fun to play. Sounds very stupid, I know, sounds very stupid, but you like the game, that's why you play. And that's how I play personally Planetside 2. I like to shoot mans, I like to drive in vehicles, I like to do things in the game. Not because I want to level up, but because I just like what I do. Granted, in Planetside 1 you had more weapons unlocked already from the get-go. That is not really the case in Planetside 2. In this game you need to earn your weapons, but luckily also once in a while you get free weapon codes. So for example, right now you can get a free Platinum Tango. That's by the way not the only free weapon you can unlock by using codes. I will put down in the description some more codes. And while you're over there, don't forget to also join our Discord and subscribe to the channel by pressing that big red subscribe button, of course. Anyway, I do have to mention a few things that are pretty grindy in the game and I don't particularly like. Whereas you start with great basic weapons on any infantry loadout, basically, that is not always the case with vehicles. I think the amount of experienced armor players and pilots that are using the default weapons is rather small. This does not motivate me to start playing vehicles in the game, and how I see it right now is that the vehicles are really endgame to me. I have bought some very basic, very cheap upgrades to some vehicles, but that's nearly not enough to get it to competitive levels. But to get back to the endgame perspective, and no, not the movie, and please don't spoil, the endgame for me is the vehicles, and is that really a bad thing? It depends. If you're this cheerful person coming from World of Tanks and you just want to drive a tank in Planetside 2, well then you might get a bit sad. If you're more like me and you mainly play infantry, well that's not really a problem. I also bought games like Battlefield 5, and Battlefield 5 run perfectly fine as an infantry only player, and sometimes what you could do is, for some versatility, you could get a plane or a tank or maybe something silly like a motorbike. I think it's perfectly fine that things like vehicles, things like construction are really endgame things, but that is coming from a real infantry perspective. Some might also argue that this is really actually the way the developers are pushing the game toward more infantry fights, and yeah, that's actually pretty hard for me to deny. But let's go to the last and final topic before we conclude the video, and that is about the ICO system in the game right now, or the implant system. The implants are a quite recent addition to the game, not really recent, but it wasn't there at the start at least. The implants are, I think, best compared to perks in Call of Duty, so little passive skills you acquire. These implants can be earned by completing events, by crafting the implants themselves with ICO, or what you could also do is you can buy implant packs, and well, that is I think the closest to a loot box we have in Planetside 2. There are a few gold rare implants in the game, and of course those rare implants have the strongest abilities. That said though, getting those implants is very hard, so if you have maybe this dream build, for example you want to play engineer with bionics and also survivalist, well then let the grind begin, because yes, you'll have to buy a lot of implant packs with certs. Because yes, for example bionics in this case is very hard to get. You might be lucky though, but in general the chances are pretty low. But okay, the basic implants you can easily get are pretty good. Nothing wrong with them, but of course the rare ones are better. Now I get though what my second problem with the whole implant pack, and that is more about the ICO, is that getting ICO is a very slow progress system. You need to win alerts, the in-game events, or you need to exchange your implants for those ICOs, and that really can take a while if you ask me. Since you mainly get the best reward when you use a fully upgraded implant, having ICOs is very important in the game. This then is also one of the cash cows from Dayrare Games in Planetside 2. Again, this system is also not paid to win, but it does feel kinda gambly to me. But well, it's again just a way to progress quicker if you spend that extra buck in the game. Let's get to a conclusion though. To answer the question in the beginning, does Planetside 2 require a lot of grind? It mainly depends on how you play the game. If you are there to just unlock as many weapons as quick as possible, yes, then this is a real grindy game. If you just play to have fun, and while you're going at it you earn some extra weapons, well, in that case, no, the game is not grindy at all. There is no right or wrong way to play Planetside 2, there is a lot of freedom in this MMO FPS, in this open world actually. So it's hard for me to give a clear answer, but I think I made it pretty clear to you guys. But what will be my solution? I don't think that giving constant double XP will be a solution to the problem. Then after a while the game will still feel grindy, and nothing really has changed. I think that pointing out that buying a gun or buying something in the game is a real investment will be one of the biggest fixes. Having a pop-up on the screen that says, do you want to try out the gun maybe before you buy, would be a perfect way to show people if their investment is a right or wrong one. I'm not completely against getting more certs, of course I also want to get more guns in the end. So what they might want to implement at Dayrare Games is a higher reward for finishing alerts or finishing directives. What I would love to see, for example, is that the erection reward goes up from 200 certs to 300 certs. Might seem small, but it's a 50% change. What more would be a great solution is if the developers would higher the frequency you get implants. That would also be a passive ICO boost, but I would rather see like you get this implant than you get this amount of ICO, which is already I think a very inflated amount. But well, before we end the video, I want to address to you guys that every change like this is indirectly also hurting the monetary gain at Dayrare Games, and well, to keep this game running, to have more development on the game, to have maybe even a future Planetside 3, this game needs to make money. Planetside 2 is not a dead game, not at all. And I think right now, in the current state of things, the game is perfectly fine also for new players to start with the game and don't have too much grind at least. But hey, this is my opinion again, and of course if you disagree with me, let me know in the comments, and of course you're also welcome to join my Discord for that. Anyways, I'm yours truly, Faber1, and I will see you soon with some more content.